Okay, good afternoon. As you can see, we are here doing a plastic pavement project. So there are various steps involved, and one of which is the shredding of plastics, as you can see here, and the other one is to melt the plastic, which is being done here. So we needed a specific quantity of plastic, which is 1.4 kilograms to melt this, because this is just a test. So we need to melt all this plastic. As you can see, all of this quantity plus the one in the pot is 1.4, so it's really much, and all of it needs to melt. So the next step will be mixing it with a given quantity of sand, and the sand is behind. Okay, so we are using river sand. Yes, river sand. So this is all for the first step. For the first step, yes.
This stirring is to make sure that the plastic is properly mixed, so that when the sand is added, you have a good mixture. And here we have to also mix to make sure that all the plastic inside.
So yeah, it was still the first phase of our first prototype to make our pavement made up of sand and plastic only. So as you can see, we were obliged to mix it with a stick, mix it so that the plastic material can get melt faster to accelerate the process, because as you know, this was our first prototype. A second one was supposed to be done later on, made up of gravel plus sand and the same plastic material. So that's a bit what we were doing at this level, mixing and mixing.
Okay, this is the second part of our work. We are to add river sand to our melted plastic, but as we add the river sand, it's going to reduce the temperature of the melting plastic, so there will be solidification again, and we are going to have to wait for the mixture to melt before we move to the third phase of the project.
So tell us.
Okay. Now we are oiling the mold. So I'm going to lubricate the mold so that when we pour the melted plastic, when we pour the melted mixture, it will be easier for it to go out of the mold. That's why we oil the mold. This red oil is not ideal. We have to use the engine oil or oil the motor. That's oil the motor, yes, or oil the vidange, but we do not have access to it on time, so we have to manage with what we have, hoping that it will work as well as we want it to.
Okay, here after we have melted and added all the sand and the plastic, here you can see that it is very smooth and ready to cast. You can see that it's plastic, in a plastic state. So here we do the casting. So we take it and add inside the mold. As you can see, when we add inside the mold, we do the compaction. Here you have the exact product. Here you have the compaction, and that is what we do to have a particular mold. This is the molding. What we do is what we call the compaction. After compacting, we have to allow it for some time to set down, so that we should have the proper thing, the proper solid that we need. Thing is,
Are you leveling?
for now we can just allow it. Since there is still bubble, you cannot level it, because if you level it now, you see that anything that you use to level it, it will instead carry it, since it is a plastic and it has to take it off. As you touch it, it takes it. So for now, you just have to allow it. Since there are a lot of bubbles, as it is bubbling, all the air will be coming out also when they are vibrating. So that is the point.
So here was the end of the production of the first prototype, made up only of sand and plastic. That was here we're just waiting for it to set and to cool so that we can remove it from the mold. What makes this one very important is the of this pavement is that we made it with plastic waste. That's trying to solve also the waste management which is in our country actually. So if you have any problem or you need us to produce pavement for us, you can get to us easily. You can just comment or contact us. This was the final output. As you can see, this one was made up only of sand and plastic. Before we will fall into the one made up of sand plus gravel and plastic to compare their compressive strength, because we are civil engineered, so that we can also use it for road construction projects.
Now we are doing a second prototype using gravel and sand. Our gravel is of diameter 5 millimeters. So the last prototype we had with sand and plastic only, we had a compressive strength of 2.5 megapascal. So this time around we want to evaluate the compressive strength with respect to gravel, because our aim is to improve on our prototype, to increase the bearing capacity, so that we can use them to pave roads that not only pedestrians to use, but also vehicles can pass on. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. At the second phase, we have this mixture. This one is done with gravel. This one is to increase the strength of the material, as the earlier said. So this time we are going to put in the mold to see how it's going to be, hoping that the strength is going to be increased as we do it. So we put it inside the mold. Then we have the mold. Put it like shaking so that everything that in there. The vapor is coming out. I also have to vibrate it in order to make sure that it is solidified. You also see that there's a bit of leakage there because the mold was not properly nailed, but after that we can arrange it. That's not a big problem. So we are going to vibrate it very well. But this one, the vibration will be a bit lesser with that one due to the amount of gravel that we have inside. So we believe for a better strength for this one.
So thank you very much for your attention. This was the end of our project on the conception of pavement made up of plastic material without cement and constituted also of sand and gravel. Okay, so stay connected to our channel for more innovative projects, and remember, civil engineer build the world. Thank you.